All right, well, we're here on another episode of Reasonably Hyped with my Twitter friend. I hope a true friend at some point. Maybe we can meet up in real life at some point.
Yeah, we're getting so close.
Deo Blas, thank you for joining me for another episode. My name is Carlos Macias. And you know what? We finally got to a topic that I think is, you mentioned it before we went live, that it's right in your wheelhouse. And I was like, yes, I think this is, because I consider you the WeGotComs.com Yakuza, anything Judgment, resident expert. And we had some news blow up. So I'll let you kind of break it down for us, because you can learn me on this a little bit, and I'm sure I'll have something to say. But what's the biggest, what's the big hubbaloo? Whatever the word is, what's the big thing happening?
The conflict. Yeah. So what happened earlier this morning was that SEGA announced, or there's a rumor. This is technically still a rumor.
Oh, okay. There's rumor town. Okay.
That SEGA is no longer wanting to continue the Judgement series, which is kind of an offshoot of the Yakuza series.
Yeah.
Both are made by RGG Studios in Japan, SEGA. But they want to discontinue it because the main star, Kimura, his talent agency doesn't want him to be in the games anymore.
Yeah.
Specifically in the PC releases that SEGA wants to continue with.
Yeah.
For the Judgment series and the Yakuza series, because SEGA has this big push to put all the releases on PC nowadays, because it's lucrative for them. They haven't been doing that for years, and then they started, putting out small ones like the Yakuza series, or
it's part of the complete picture, right? Part of the complete business decision to we're making for a PlayStation, Xbox, or whatever it is. And we talked about previously how they're all on Xbox, right? Which it has come out to PC, which I was reading somewhere. It might have been Kotaku or whoever was reporting on it, that they say wait, the Judgment games have been on PC via Stadia. Maybe they don't know. Maybe they don't know how that works. That you're actually
Stadia only because of there's certain limitations. I guess the way that Kimura's main contract with his talent agency is run is that his face, or his talent, his whole talent, his voice, his how he looks, is super controlled by this talent agency to the point where they don't want it altered. And so the reason why Judgment is able to be on Stadia is because there's no PC modification on the Stadia version.
Okay, that's true, right? Yeah, it's limited in that way. So maybe they do know what a Stadia is. They're just they won't mess with this guy.
Exactly. So, but for the Yakuza series, because it's available on Steam and normal Game Pass Ultimate for the PC, a lot of fans mod the crap out of those games. To not only have so they'll take characters out of Tekken and put them in the middle of the Yakuza games, and vice versa. So there's a lot of modification going on. And the Kimura's talent agency doesn't want that to happen to their main star. So that's why.
Okay, so he's the biggest star, right? And I think you were involved in some of this on Twitter, right? I don't know. Maybe you can correct me on this, but I think you saw where they were taking his picture out of certain things, or they whiting it out or blacking it out, or whatever you want to call it.
They specifically did that. That was the Judgment release day photo. Okay. That was their celebration, and they wanted control over it so bad that they white out his entire body from the press releases.
Oh, wait a minute. Wait. It's not like the meme going around that people are messing with this. This is what it would look like. No, that's legit. We approved of this. This is how you can see him, quote unquote, right?
That's his talent agency, Johnny. So Johnny, the talent agency, specifically did that because they want full 100% control over their talent, which Kimura is under. So, and there's this whole other drama with him, and because he used to be part of a boy band. And
I was about to say, right? For us, we kind of don't know him, and I remember playing Judgment. I played a little bit of it, and I was like, "Oh, he seems like a cool actor. They must have picked out a cool actor." But there's a whole thing involving him.
He's big though in Japan. Think about it. The equivalent I could think about it, or that is suggested to me from one of my really close RGG friends, or like Yakuza Judgment friends, is Tom Cruise. Imagine having Tom Cruise be like the face of your game, and like how big of a star Tom Cruise is. He's super influential
Yeah.
with how movies are made, how they're shot, and everything. And so this guy, Kimura, he's like that guy over in Japan.
Yeah.
And so his trends, like whenever
That
he's
stature, right? That kind
yeah,
of fame.
yeah,
So I will say one of the interesting things to me. So the fascinating thing is, and I trust me, I like it that you can get into the nitty gritties of like the talent agency and all this. But to me, the interesting thing is the fact that they were supposed to kind of splinter the series, right? Like a Yakuza series is supposed to be going to more of an RPG mode or gameplay style, and Judgment is supposed to follow like a more action oriented kind of like a beat 'em up. So I'm interested to see if they. I mean, like you were saying, it's kind of a rumor, right? So we're not too sure yet. But if it does happen, it ends with Lost Judgment, and I wonder what do you think will happen?
It's such a waste, like for the characters and the art assets they've already created for the Judgment series in general, and I'd hate for it to go to waste. They could digitally alter the main character of the games because they've done it before. When the first Judgment game came out, they had to alter the main villain's face because he was supposed to represent another celebrity that's in Japan, but then he got embroiled into like this drug like smuggling
I think
scandal.
I do remember something like that. Okay, I got
so they had
you.
to digitally alter it like permanently. So which is okay because it's the first game in the series, so no one really cares or gets attached to them. But in this time, it's like he's the main character, and you could do it technically to avoid any legal problems.
Well, I saw, and we cite this guy all the time, Jeff Grubb on VentureBeat. We cite him all the time on the podcast. He's pretty good as far as like behind the scenes stuff that he knows. And I saw he put out a tweet where they're saying they're replacing the main character with like the new Spider-Man from Miles Morales. Remember they kind of changed the model or something like that. So they're like, oh, this is gonna be the new guy from Judgment.
Peter Parker, yeah. They changed Peter Parker's actually because the contract didn't work out or something like that. So I mean, you could technically do it. What I would like to see out of it is if they had to completely end the Judgment series altogether, why not go back to Kiryu as the main character, or continue the Ishin series, the Yakuza Ishin and Kenzen series, which is like more in like feudal Japan or whatnot. So they could go back that way.
As far as like, see, I'm not too big of a fan. Maybe when I play Judgment, then I'll start feeling a little more like, what are you guys doing? I still got to play through that game, and these are long games, right? So you kind of get invested in the characters, what they look like, what they sound like, and all that. And but it's definitely one of those things. Like, it's a little crazy, but I'm interested. How about this? I'll put it to you this way: are you kind of hurt by it, or more intrigued with how they kind of push
a little bit? I kind of hate the talent agency for what they're doing for this, but I'm still gonna play the heck out of Lost Judgment. Like if that's the case, if this is the last game in the Judgment series, I'm gonna celebrate the hell out of Lost
you gotta
Judgment.
throw a party. You gotta throw a party or something.
I'm gonna actually stream this one and like get a lot of people going, like, to try to play it with me and try to celebrate.
Right. Maybe I join you, man. I gotta beat the first one, and maybe I'll join you. But what did you hear about this kind of lip syncing thing or something like that? I think you retweeted it. What's that about? If you can enlighten us a little bit before we end this.
On Lost Judgment?
Yes, I think they were saying the syncing is not gonna be exactly 100% the English version.
Because so when they did lip syncing for Yakuza 7 or Yakuza Like a Dragon, they had about 9 months to
localize it and all that.
To localize it, so that's English translations and through all the gameplay and the normal dialogue. So then that was a lot of lead time. This one they only have 4 months, which is less than half.
Well, it's going to be a simultaneous launch, right? Which is kind of a big deal for them. And
so they're trying to push for that to make sure everything's on all consoles and systems available.
Well, look, Deo, I feel bad for you. Maybe I can join you and empathize a little more once I do play through the games. But I was like, this is a good one. This is a good one for Deo to kind of like, what's going on with this series? And it sucks because it's just kind of getting off the ground, right? So it's the second game. The Yakuza games, at least, they've been going for what, 6, 7, 8 games or something at this point. You know,
Like
with the
8 games, yeah.
offshoots and all that stuff. So you know, but we'll see. I do like the little upper. I will, just a quick thing. I know you said like I hate that the agency is doing it, but I think the actor might have some say in it. I think it's sometimes the actors themselves use a little bit of cover, right? You know how like they're out in public and the security guard or whoever is like, oh no, don't get close to him or whatever. It's like, yeah, part of it might be instructions from the actor, right? I don't want to talk
he's
to
living.
anyone.
You know, the agency treats him well because
Yeah.
I mean he's living the life in Japan right now.
You don't bite the hand that feeds you, you know, and he knows where like what side of his bread is buttered or whatever, you know. He understands that this is how we do it. But I think, you know, it is interesting, right? Because that's probably is the main thing, right? That he's gonna get modified and they're gonna mess with it. And they don't want to see him on crazy stuff, right? Yeah. So they want to pull that. I'll leave you with the last word, Dave. What do you think, man?
Play Judgment, play Lost Judgment, play those games, man. Support them.
I feel like I'm attacked directly. How about this? I will buy the PS5 edition, which I think I've seen it for like $25-$30 or something like that. So
yeah, no, it's actually a really good deal.
Yeah. So play that, support the series, and Dale will probably throw a party for it once maybe they get sorted out, right? Maybe they get sorted out, they figure it out.
Check my
give
socials.
Someone cash.
I'm gonna post the hell out of it, dude. I swear to God.
All right, Dan. Thanks for joining me, man, on this episode. We'll see you guys next time.
Thanks, Carlos. Bye.